This video is brought to you by the EA Creator Network. Hey y'all, it is Luca and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in my Forever Save file and we're going to be trying to fix yet another ugly EA starter home. The starter home in question, Bedlington Boathouse. We are in Brindleton Bay. We actually built another house a couple of days ago, give or take, right over there. And I talked about how we're definitely going to be renovating some homes here in Brindleton Bay. And I obviously had to start with the tried and true starter home. At first glance, this home is really nice and cute. You know, it's a blue little cottagey kind of, home near the sea. It's really pretty. But when you really look at it, you start to notice the problems immediately. This roof placement is something, but also it's just kind of an awkward shape. Upstairs is kind of whatever. It's pretty dark. It's pretty sad. I don't know. It's probably meant to look like that, but then when you get downstairs, it's really dark. It's really sad. I don't really know what was going on with this furnishing. There's literally 4 items in the living room here, and it's such a big space. It's a pretty dark, not like poorly laid out, but poorly executed home. We're going to do some major transformations today. There's not going to be any budget. There's not going to be anything like that. First thing is some demolition is required. If you would like to support the channel, you can use my creator code luccaowens at checkout, and I will receive a small commission that financially supports me and the channel. So big thanks to EA for sponsoring the channel. First off, we're just going to start from scratch with the roofing completely. Same with all of the windows. Listen, this home, I'm going to try to keep the essence of this home the same way. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm going to try to keep the vibes of this house what it was supposed to be, probably. It's really dark and depressing, but I want this to be like a nice, cozy, little seaside kind of cottage with, lots of space for entertaining. And there was clearly an intention, but we're going to make it actually work. All right, so here is the really bare bones shell. It's interesting. We are going to do a few adjustments. So first off, this little section here, you can kind of see they were going for something with the roofing earlier, but the width of these is 2 different widths, and you can't do that if you want the roof to go correctly. So I'm just going to bring these 2 bits forward a notch. I also think I'm going to make this little bump out. I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it over here to where it kind of looks like a it's pretty like symmetrical sort of this shape now. And then now we can actually put down the roofing. Ooh, I'm also going to make this first floor a shorter wall height. I'm not a big fan of medium wall heights in general in The Sims 4, but I think it can work, but this is not the vibe for this house. But yeah, we'll place down a roof right here, and then I'm going to place down another roof piece here, and then I'm going to copy and paste that here as well. I do have some plans on my second screen here. I did some brainstorming earlier for this build, and I have some pretty cool ideas. I want this home to be a 3-bedroom little house. It's also gonna have 2 bathrooms. And then instead of just filling this section of the roof in, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to kind of create a little, almost like a balcony, but like within the roof, if that makes sense. And then what I'm gonna do is place down another little kind of half gabled roof here, and then that can be used as sort of like the awning for it. I thought this would be kind of neat so that, your Sims can have a little space to hang out and look out at the ocean. I feel like that would be really nice. Not that they really, see it. I hope that was definitely an unintentional pun, but we think that they see it, and that's all that matters, right? And then we'll just copy and paste this roofing over, and then we're done. See, that looks better. And then there's going to be like a big roof piece here as well. Perfect. Look at that. See, this is what they intended, I feel like, a little bit at least. And then we are going to add a little front porch right here. It's not going to be as big and awkward as the one that was there. And I think I'm also going to, emulate the original, house and put like a sideways little awning piece here. We are going to bring the eaves in so it like works right. And look at that. That's really cute. Just making sure everything is lining up here. And I think instead of this foundation here, I'm going to use the foundation that came with cats and dogs because I feel like that obviously just makes more sense with this home. And I am going to keep the shingles. I'm going to keep them the same color because I want this house to feel like it's renovated. It feels like it was a home before that has just been fixed up. This is going to be another very cats and dogs heavy build. I think that is just, makes sense. Put in some, fences where it is needed. Actually, that's the only spot that's needed. Actually, something I wanted to do is I'm going to move the house forward a little bit, and then I'm going to add on a little back porch right here, I think. I think it's literally going to be just like a small one right here so that they can have like a proper like back, sort of a back deck. There's not really a lot of room to put like a really big back porch. So I'm just going to put like a little one, something like this maybe. I kind of like that. It kind of is a nice little bit of a mirror image there, sort of. And then we do the usual with, the columns. We place those down on the end pieces. And honestly, I kind of just place columns down where it feels right. And then I'm going to go in. I don't know what kind of flooring I want to use for this house, but I low-key want everything to be blue. I think I want this to be blue. There is a flooring that came with cats and dogs that is a really nice shade of blue. I don't know if that is exactly what I'm going for. I do kind of like that, but maybe we should just go with white wood. I know, I never do this actually, but I don't know. There's just something about it in this build for some reason that is speaking to me. All right, and then we'll add some stairs up at the front here as well, just like so. We do need to add some spandrels as well. We'll just add this spandreling. I feel like this looks off to me. Like I want to do maybe just like a really wide kind of moment with these. What does that look like? That's okay. I kind of like it. And then I'm going to go down and add some, squares, some roof, some room. I don't know what you would call this, but I'm going to add these to these little sections right here so that I can add some trim, just a little bit of trim there to kind of help finish the edge off right here. Okay, I think we're at a good point. So now what we can do is I'm going to pick out the roofing. I think I'm going to keep it simple and just go with this nice clean white trim. There is so many little roof pieces that I need to make sure that they're on everything. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with this, or do we just go solid blue? I feel like that looks very pretty. Ooh, yes, that's so beautiful. Actually, I really like the contrast. I'm going to add a couple columns here to kind of act as a support for this roof piece here. I kind of want to do something I haven't done in a long time. Use this really plain column from Get Together, and we can add some like corner bits to the house. Like basically any corners, we just add these columns to, and it's going to help like kind of finish it off just like that maybe. Ooh, I like that. That adds a little bit of shape. Now we can add windows. Now the windows, they're of course going to be from cats and dogs. Oh goodness, I have sped right along and didn't even do the floor plan. I already had the floor plan finish in my little plans on my second screen. So I was like, oh, it's already done. All right, let's go ahead and place down all the lights. All right, so for the floor plan, what we'll do is first and foremost, we're going to place down our stairs. I think I'm going to do, I really want to do blue flooring. I know that's kind of wild, but the blue flooring just sounds so nice. So maybe we'll give it a shot. But there's going to be a bedroom right back here just because I want this home to be 3-bedroom. actually. And then I'm going to add a little bathroom. I usually don't like adding bathrooms in like the middle of houses where I can't put a window, but I feel like for this house, it's okay. We'll do that. And then this room here is going to be a dining room. Yes, it's going to be like a dining room right here, and then a kitchen here, and then the living room here. What do I normally say? I hate open concept. We're not doing that today. No. I don't like open concept. If it's like a small space, sure. Of course, like a small apartment or a tiny home or just like a little, little starter. But when it's like a pretty spacious home like this, you need to separate it off. The rooms are already too big, okay? And then upstairs, we're gonna have 2 bedrooms and a small bathroom as well. So they are gonna be placed like so. I'm just gonna have 1 bedroom here, and then we will have another one, or actually no, we'll have a bathroom here and then another bedroom right here. A pretty simple layout, I would say. Now we've got this figured out. Let's place down some windows. Cats and dogs windows, so pretty, so beautiful. And I'm gonna do kind of like a pretty, nice sort of setup, hopefully. I'm just gonna place down some windows kind of like that, kind of like a moment there. I think that looks good. And then I'm also gonna place some windows down like so. I'm gonna like lift those up. I kind of like that a little bit better. We're gonna do the same thing here in the dining space. We're gonna do like that nice little window moment there. I think I'm gonna put a fireplace here, so that's why I'm gonna put the windows like that. And then for the kitchen, windows are pretty simple. The layout for the kitchen is going to be a little bit unique, so bear with me on that. We'll put down a door right there, and then we're going to use the same door up here at the front. And then I'm actually going to use this big windowed view door here as like a door to go in between these rooms here. I thought that would look really nice. And then I'm going to find a archway to put in between the dining and kitchen space there. And then we are going to use this really cute little door from Cats and Dogs as well for the bathroom and bedroom doors down here. And then for windows, I think I'm going to place another window like right here, something like that. Is that like the right height? Yes. And then we'll do, I think, a smaller window right here, kind of like that. Just like that. I try to keep them all on the same like level. And then I'll do another one of those moments. I tend to call things moments for some reason. And then I think I'm actually going to move this door over, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I've placed this in a really awkward spot, but whatever. We'll put another window right there just for some light. Okay, that looks cute. I kind of want to add like a fun window, maybe like right here. I don't know. I just feel like that would be kind of cute to like have if you're like in the living room, you can see if somebody comes on the porch. All right. And then upstairs, should I do a round window here for this bedroom? I feel like that's super fun. Yeah, that's a fun little addition. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do a normal window. I feel like that feels better. And then we'll just do the same window right over here. Ooh, actually, that is going to cut into it. So we'll use the small one. I feel like that looks cute. And then we can put a couple windows on the side here. We'll do these actually. Do some, pretty nice wide open, windows here. Unfortunately, both of the bathrooms in this house aren't going to get windows. That's kind of a shame. But we'll place down a door here for this balcony as well. I feel like that is really, really pretty. And then we'll just place these windows alongside it just for even more light. And then we're going to use this cute little door here from Cats and Dogs as well. I don't know what I was saying. And that's the floor plan. See, it's a much better floor plan than before, I think. There is definitely some adjustments to the walls and stuff, but it still looks like the same house. If I was to show you, this and then the before, you could see that they're similar enough. I would hope that this is nicer though. But for the flooring, we are going to try, I could use just this plain blue flooring, and it's quite pretty, but there is also this other flooring that came with the Cats and Dogs pack. Oh, that's really pretty. I feel like this one really is speaking to me though with this build. I really like that color, but trying to find a matching staircase to go with it is a little bit tricky, I'm not gonna lie. So maybe we should just go with a nice white one. It is a few days later. I am back to this build, and I went ahead and I've chosen a couple of floorings. I decided to go with just the same flooring as outside, just keep it a nice simple dark brown for now. I can obviously change it, but I think what we'll do before we really get into the meat and potatoes of this build is we do need to finish the landscaping. I definitely should do some of that. I think I'm going to create like a small, like little, not back patio, because obviously it's not in the back of the house, unless I put it right here. Actually, I feel like it would be kind of nice. I have an idea. So what if we did like a little proper little patio right here, but then back here we can do like a little garden space? Sure, why not? It's just the way that this lot is so small, I just don't really have the space. So yeah, I feel like that would be the best bet. So let's like, put some stuff out here. I really would like to put, I don't know if I want to put just a lounge chairs or if I just want to put like a bench out here. I think I just want a bench, and I'm going to use probably this one. I don't know. I feel like that just feels a little bit off to me. What if I just extend this back porch? I think that's what I'm going to do, because I know we've got like this here and it's going to kind of look a little strange, but I feel like it just makes more sense. Like, it's kind of weird, but I kind of don't dislike it, to be perfectly honest. I think that looks cute. I think that's decent. That way there's like a proper back porch for somewhere to sit outside, because I'm just like that kind of person. I don't know if it's just the Appalachian in me. I just need a place to go out in the back porch and sit, I think I'm gonna make that look wood there, just to bring in some warmth and some color. Yeah, we'll just throw in some stuff here. Yeah, really all I'm gonna add is just some plants, some places to sit and relax. I think I'll also put like a little outdoor table here too. Maybe just this one. Okay, this is looking kind of cute. And then I will add in maybe like a chair or something here. Ooh, I really like this chair from Werewolves for some reason with this build. Maybe we'll make it like that. I don't know. That's kind of a fun vibe. And then we'll just add, a very simple little rug right there. Cute. And then maybe we'll do this same rug here. I feel like that's a little too much. We'll just not worry about that. Ooh, what about a little bit of fairy lights? Yeah. That's really cute, really subtle, but love that. And then we can put a little wreath. Now, cool thing is, I did some testing. This wreath actually does not prevent your Sims from walking through the door. So it's good to go. We can put that there. I did that in a recent build and it worked. And then maybe I can just put like a little planter pot right there for some crops or something to be grown there. And then a little citronella candle right there. And I think that's a pretty decent little back porch. That way your Sims can, they can either go out this way to the beach here, or maybe they can just walk around this little corner here and there'll be like a little bit of a garden space. I think I will put these like against the house like so, and then I can do another set right here. I don't really love that, to be honest. I really would like to do it like this. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. And then let's see, we can use these from Cats and Dogs, but what I think I'm going to do is, instead of having all of these here, we'll put these in the middle. We'll leave these here for now, and then what we'll work on is just the landscaping to start with. So I'm going to filter it by Cats and Dogs, and first and foremost, there's going to be lavender. There's going to be lavender everywhere in this build, just because, that's kind of sort of not my signature, but kind of my signature whenever I build anything. And then we're just gonna, mix it up with some of the plants that you kind of see around, Brindleton Bay here. We're just gonna, place that around. Honestly, whenever I'm doing my landscaping, I just kind of place it down where it kind of feels right. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the more messy and natural it looks, the better. Ooh, I don't want to block this off completely. I need to remember this is going to be a pathway. So as cramped as that it's going to be. Ooh, I really like this here for some reason. Like, these are super nice. Yes, that's really fun. But yeah, we're just gonna, I'm just going to go around, do some landscaping, call it a day. I'm going to put some of these along the wall here, just because, I kind of like the idea of there being some kind of vines and ivy and stuff growing up the house. And I think we can make this a little, I guess you could call it a little flower bed maybe. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of putting some sunflowers. I don't know if that's 100% like realistic necessarily, but I think they look really pretty nonetheless. Add some color, the little pops of yellow kind of complement the purple. Also, these are really pretty too. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna try to keep this landscape pretty minimal. I'm kind of liking this vibe. Yeah, that honestly looks pretty good the way it is. Ooh, actually, what if we did some yellow, like, ooh, these like blue and yellow flowers are kind of pretty, but ooh, there we go. This is much better. I'm probably just gonna call it quits with the landscaping now, because I feel like this is a good balance. Hold that thought. I want to put one of these bushes, this one right here. That just adds something, And then we can add some trees. Yeah, something like that maybe. I don't know. Ooh, this is looking really pretty up here. I quite like this. And I think we'll add, where is it? It's one of these trees here. Not this one. It is this one. It's like, what is it? It's like a dogwood tree or something. Really, really pretty. We can make it like really beautiful and green, but I kind of want to do the one with the flowers because I feel like that just stands out the most. And then the rest of it is just going to be, I guess, some kind of terrain paint. I kind of like this one. It's for the desert, but like, I don't know. Actually, this one's perfect. Now, I wish this lot was a little bit bigger. To be honest with you, I really don't love how small it is. Honestly, I think this is a good place, a good little setup. And then I'll put a couple, I guess like a fence thingy here just to kind of help section it off a bit. And then we can do this little front porch here. I'm going to grab the same little bench and put it right here. I really, really like that bench, but what I didn't do on the back one and that I'm going to do now is I am going to add some little, cushions to it just to kind of add some color. I think I'm going to do this like light blue and green just because I feel like that's going to really look nice with the house, just like that. And then I'm just going to put my favorite rug right out here if it's kind of perfect. And then we can just put some plants, kind of the same kind of thing, same kind of concept that we used in the last in the back porch. I mean, need I put anything else out here? I don't think so. I put in some lights here too, like little decorative light moments, but yeah, I think that's really it. I could also add in like a ceiling fan. I feel like that would be kind of a fun idea. We can do that. Can we fit that on the back porch too? Yeah, we can shrink it if we needed to. I don't know. I feel like that adds a little bit of realism. Okay, so let's finally start this interior. I think I'm going to start with the kitchen just because usually the kitchen is a good place to start for me. Ooh, I really want to use this fridge from Cottage Living. Yes. Now this kitchen setup is going to be a little bit unique just because I have the back door here and it's kind of like, it's going to kind of be weird. So I'm going to do my best. Let's see. I kind of really like this blue aesthetic going on with this house right now. And like, I'm kind of loving this like cabinets from the Cottage Living expansion pack. Ooh, I love this tiling from the vampire game pack for this. I like this kind of vibe, but you know me, I'm gonna change my mind in like 20 minutes. So like, don't get too comfortable, at least for now. See, and that's where I run into issues. I don't love the cabinets because there's like curtains in them and it's pink and it just throws off everything I do. So instead, I am going to just go with these right here. These are from the base game. Very nice, actually. They kind of work with any kind of setup you're doing. And then I'm going to, just add in the cabinets like I would normally. And then I'm going to do just like this kind of moment, or maybe we'll do like this. And then I'm going to do like a full cabinet right here. That's cute. I know. I love how indecisive I am. I think what I'm going to do, just for the sake of this kitchen, I'm going to put the door here. Yeah, here on the grid. And then I'm going to put the bench right here. I feel like that's just going to make a little bit more sense. We'll just, kind of maneuver some stuff around just because it's just a little off. And then this one singular little window just is not cutting it for me. I want a big window for this kitchen. Should we do something like this? Ooh, I do like that. That's looking nice. That feels so much better. I could not. I think I'm actually going to do a white fridge. And then I need a sink. Let's see here. I'm gonna put the sink right there. We'll put it right there, and then we'll put the stove right here. I'm thinking I want to use this one from the Parenthood game pack. Do I like that, or do I just want to go with something like nice and like clean looking? Kind of like that better, honestly. For this home, it just feels better to just keep it simple and clean. I think I'll put just like a little something here. Like this can be almost like a little coffee section. Like I almost want to make it like a full-on like espresso bar, something like that maybe. Or let me play around here. Yeah, we can make a little espresso section. And let's see, it's from the base game, but it's like the little decorative little thingamadoodle. Yes, it's this item right here. I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, nice little coffee section. We'll throw in some kind of cabinets. Ooh, I'm so happy that worked. I'm so happy that that actually worked. And then, ooh, I'm thinking we can put one of these little dangly little bits right here. I feel like that would be super cute as just a little bit of decor. All right, so now all we got to do is just fill in the gaps. Put in the decor, the curtains, the clutter. I think I'm just gonna put these like little white curtains just like that. And then, the usual paper towels. I'll put in a little dish rack there, a little utensil cup. Ooh, I kind of want to put this like over here, like they're making the coffee, and there's like the milk, And then of course we need to look through the kitchen clutter kit because it's just too good. We'll put in a couple of things. We'll put like this little thing of spices here. I always like to add these items in. These are really cute. These are just like little storage bins. Apparently you can stack them, which I think is so dang useful. And look at that, that's cute. Yeah, just add a few little bits and pieces just to kind of fill it out. Ooh, I kind of want to use this item instead of this just because it's a little bit less cluttered looking. And now I kind of want to just focus on picking out a overhead light. Now, we all know which light I'm going to go for. Yes, the boob light. Of course. I don't know. I just love this light. It just adds the most realism to me. Something like that. And then, oh yeah, I need to put some rugs and stuff down. And I think I'm going to use the curtains that actually came with cats and dogs. I've been kind of obsessing over that pack lately. And let me tell you, it's just so good. Like, it's just so perfect. We're going to go with this, I think, which one was it? There's like a light blue. That one's so perfect. Ooh, actually, I don't know. The blues are different though. Okay, but the white, kind of nice. We'll just go with that. Okay, so I'm going with this, the gingham. But no, we're going to use that. And then I'm just going to keep it simple with these really simple white curtains. And then we'll put like these little rugs, little rug-a-rooney. Put 2 there. Why not? And yeah, there's the kitchen. I kind of like it. I might go in and add some other bits and bobs later on. But yeah, love the kitchen. And then we have the dining space. Can we just remember the amount of ridiculousness this house was before? Like, oh my goodness. I think I might use this blue table. I don't know. I've never really used this swatch before, and I kind of like it. It works with the vibes of this house. Ooh. So as soon as I placed down this table here in the dining space here, I was like, oh, I like this color of blue. It matches what's outside more. And then I realized the kitchen was not that color. So just thought I'd show you. I changed the tiling and I changed the colors of everything. And then the stove and the refrigerator. Yeah, I know. I'm so indecisive, but this feels more accurate. This fits a little bit nicer. Yes. So let's properly move on. I am going to use this blue in the dining room as well. I thought that looked really, really nice. I don't exactly know how to place this down, so we're just going to go with this. And for the chairs, I'm going to use, see, I'm torn because there's 2. There's this one, and then there is this one that I can use. I feel like this one is really fun because I haven't really used it much, but it doesn't match the vibe. So we're just going to use, I think, this chair. That's really, really cute. Ooh, what if we place down 6 proper chairs and we can throw in these as well? Mismatch it just a little bit. I think this rug I think it's Growing Together, I'm pretty sure. might look really nice here. Ooh, wait a minute though. I think this one from Cats and Dogs, of course. This one from Cats and Dogs looks really nice in here. And I think I'm just gonna go with the same curtains. I might do these. Oh, I have an idea. We can layer them up. So we'll have these kind of at the ends, but then we can put these like right here on the sides. And that's gonna, you know, make it a little bit more layered looking. I think I might use these. I don't know. I feel like that just looks kind of weird now. I think I might just leave it at that. And then I do want to put in some kind of like hutch kind of display kind of moment. Ooh, this one is so pretty, but good Lord, is it big. It's probably for medium wall height. It's just so big. I wish it was this size instead. There is this one from Jungle Adventure that is also really nice. I kind of like this swatch too. I like the wood tones are bringing it down a little bit. It's keeping it from being so like just blue, white, and gray everywhere. That being said, what about this color of flooring? Kind of love that actually. And then the white swatch with that's actually really pretty. I like that a lot more. It kind of brightened it up in here a bit because before it seemed just a little too dark. Yeah, just keep it nice and simple with the wall decor here. And then I'm going to place down a lamp. These are from Cats and Dogs. I think those are such nice little lamps. Do I want to put it on either side here, or do I want to put one there and one in the corner over here? I feel like that looks better. And then we can put like a plant here, some kind of plant. Maybe this one? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Ooh, I really like the idea of there being a grandfather clock here. I don't really know. We don't really have a whole lot of variety. This one from the base game is not the prettiest, but it kind of matches the vibes, I think. And then maybe instead of putting the lamp here, we put it over here. We do it on either side of the windows there. I feel like that looks so much better. Okay, I want to put down this plant. But there is a little trick that I've seen a couple creators do, but they used this little, I don't know what you call it, wicker chair, whatever. They shrink it down, I think just once, I'm pretty sure. We'll change it to a color that kind of looks okay. I think we'll do this gray, why not? Or they placed it down 4 times, just like at different angles. I don't know who did this first, but they placed it down just like that, so it looked like a planter there. That's kind of cute. And then I think all I'm gonna add is just like some kind of like centerpiece moment. Ooh, I like these little candles. These are kind of cute. I don't think I've ever used these before, which is shocking. Yeah, I like that. And I think that's it. We're going to place the boob light down, of course. Someone hilariously commented, because I was talking, commenting the words boob light, but being worried that, YouTube would flag it or something, because you know how it is. And they were like calling it a memory lamp. And I was like, that's hilarious. That is amazing. I feel like I have to put like a little table right here. We'll just put like some books, maybe. Ready? We'll put books on one side. We will put maybe a lamp on the other. Ooh, this one is kind of perfect. It's from Cats and Dogs too, so it's perfectly in theme. And then maybe we can just put like a little plant guy here. Perfect. There we go. Nice little space. Now we need to move on to the living room. How did I have this set up? So we're going to use more Cats and Dogs stuff. Particularly, we're going to use the really nice couches. I think, did I want to place down 2? I feel like putting it like that bothers me because I would want it to be center. So we'll just go with that. Then again, I feel like this being right here where the door is a little bit awkward too, but maybe we can just like not pay attention to that. I'm going to place down a fireplace too. It's going to be this one from Cats and Dogs. Just like everything else. I think I want to go with that because I'm really liking this like wood. You know how much I love anything from Cats and Dogs that has this like wood grain. This is perfect. And then the couches, of course, we're not leaving them in this color. I think, do I want to go with just like this soft bluish color? I feel like that looks really nice. Yeah, I don't like this couch being here. I think I'm going to place down a couple accent chairs instead. Ugh, this living room, y'all. I don't like the layout of it. I don't. It's just too big. I have an idea. I'm going to get rid of this window. I'm going to put these on either side. I'm going to put those on either side. And I'm actually going to put the fireplace just like that. That's a little bit better. I would prefer that. That way it feels a little bit more cozy in here. A little bit more, comfortable. Put a couple of these, like, what do they call? Wingback chairs? I'm not really sure. And I'm thinking, ooh, is that nice? Ooh, that is nice. I like that. Nice and cozy. And then I'm going to use, ooh, wait a minute. We do have this coffee table. I don't know. I feel like that's a little too big. Oh, but that does look really pretty. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go with the one from Cats and Dogs. Just because I know the wood tones are going to match. Plus, the wood grain. Isn't it so pretty? Also, I found this item earlier that I totally forgot about. It's a little kind of quilt rack. Ah, that looks so cute there. But I can adjust the window placements. Ooh, yeah, that's okay. This is probably going to be the part that bothers me a little bit because I would love to put a chimney here, but it's like one tile away from the edge of the lot. So, you know, I might just not have to think about that a little too much. Maybe we can put one right here. Does that look weird? Kind of. I will place one down, but we'll shrink it. Make it a little smaller. Something like that, maybe? Sure. I'm thinking this rug from Parenthood is kind of nice because it's just really plain and it kind of just, I don't know, it stands out really nicely. And then wallpaper wise, I don't want to use the same color throughout the entire house. So I'm going to try to use something a little different. Ooh, what if we use this wainscoting in the dining space? I love that. And the kitchen. I feel like that would look so much better. And then I can use this in the living room properly. That's really nice. And then, you know, I'm just going to use white curtains throughout the entirety of this house. Like literally, I'm just going to use these curtains because they just fit the vibes the best, but also they're easy. And I think I'm going to put like this over here. And then right here, I'm going to put like a big bookshelf. And yes, I'm going to use the one from Cats and Dogs, of course. It has that lovely wood grain there. There isn't a TV, or like a traditional place to place a TV. I'm just going to place one down like right here. That way they can still watch TV. I feel like that looks okay. And then I am going to place down a couple lamps. We'll put one over here and I think I'll put one over here as well. And then I'll just kind of like adjust the placements of these two chairs here a little bit, make it a little bit more natural looking. I'm not really sure what else to place, to be honest. I think we're pretty much set. Ooh, I did want to place like this item down. I feel like that looks really cute there. How do you put a curtain on a circular window? I don't know. It just feels a little bit random. We'll probably just have to put like this one down, but I don't know. And just place down some other paintings here and there just to kind of fill in the space. I don't know if I like this here, to be honest. I kind of want to put it in the dining space just because I feel like it's a little bit busier in there anyways. And maybe we can just put something like this in here. I feel like that's cute. And I'm going to place down a boob light, but we're not done yet. Don't worry. I'll put in a couple little like candles or something on the coffee table here. Probably something like this. And then we can just put some other little bits and bobs. Little couple books or something. I don't know. I feel like there's really not need to add a bunch of other things. Ooh, this bookshelf has a slot right here and I can put this plant. Oh, what a great, that looks so good there. I think I might place this lamp in this corner instead, and then next to this chair put like a little table or something, maybe, if I can fit it. I feel like there's actually not going to be anything that's going to fit there properly that, you know, oh, this one kind of does. Wait a minute, that's actually kind of cute. The wood tones aren't exact by any means, but the vibes are right. So I'll put a little side lamp there for decoration mainly. Probably just that one, I guess. But yeah, I like that living room. I'm keeping it kind of simple with this build today. I'm not overly decorating. Now that I've kind of moved my eyes, I kind of need to center this. That feels better. All right, so this room right here, I think instead of making it a bedroom like I was initially planning on, I think I'm gonna make it like a little pottery studio or something. You know, I want to add some, you know, creativity, some hobbies, some other things. And plus, I don't know, I just feel like a clay worker, a potter, I don't know what you would call them, but just somebody who's like crafty would live here possibly. So I'm thinking we'll do like a little pottery section here. We do need a kiln, don't we? I'm thinking we'll just give them a little like kiln and then we can like have their potter wheel like that. I feel like that's not super realistic for a pottery wheel or whatever, but I don't know. I think that looks cute. Is that all we need? I guess, you know, since this is like a creative space, we can also, you know, put like an easel and some other things in here too. Ooh, I kind of like this one from the high school years pack. I think that's high school years. Discover University. I think it's Discover University. Yes. So I'll put this right here. And you know, this light always fits really well in artsy spaces. I feel like this like workbench too would work. Workbench. But I feel like the workbench would look pretty good in here as well. Makes it super dark in here for some reason. I don't know why, but that's fine. Actually, what if they put in different lights in here? They put in these like proper lights so that it's kind of well lit in here. And then I'm just going to use the exact same curtains as well. However, I can imagine if you're somebody who's actually using this studio, white curtains probably aren't the best idea, especially with, you know, the whole pottery section, getting clay everywhere. You know, we don't have to really think about the details too much. I think the perfect kit to look through for this space is going to be the artist studio kit, because it just has some really good bits of decor, and plus it just has really good like clutter items and everything too. I kind of want to get rid of the candle making station and just put some kind of like desk or something here. Ooh, I like this. I also forgot there is literally an easel that comes with this set. Oh, that's so cute. We can put this probably right next to it. We'll do something like this maybe. I feel like that is a really good combo. So I like the messiness and the clutteriness and stuff. And there is a tarp. That's a rug. Yeah, that came with City Living that I always like to use. You know, just to protect the floor. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to move this door down. And I kind of think I'm going to put like a desk here in the corner. Or I could put it here against the window. Because personally, I would rather it be like this kind of setup. Yeah. And then against the window here is where we can put in a proper desk. I'm thinking this one from the little Simsy kit. I forget what it's called. Cozy Gamer. And I feel like this one's going to be perfect for in here. I don't want this to be like super neat. I want it to feel a little bit kind of cluttered and chaotic. But yeah, we can put some other, like some sketchbooks, some like, I guess this is paint and stuff. I don't really know. We'll just put that there. Some other little art tools here. Yes, that's so perfect. Yeah, and I kind of want to put a plant here too. I feel like that would, you know, add some greenery. Ooh, wait a minute. What about this hanging plant? Ooh, right in the middle too, the windows. That's cute. I think I'm pretty much done. I might just do some adjusting here. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better now. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna like leave it the way it is, to be honest, because like I kind of don't want to add anything else. Yeah, I feel like this is just enough like mess and clutter. I think I'm gonna add in the paneling, whatever it was called. Not paneling, I guess it's just shiplap. I don't know, but it's the siding that came with the cats and dogs pack, because I feel like just keeping it kind of clean and simple would be nice. I think I might go with this like wooden tone. I feel like that's cute. That's a nice little office space. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a bathroom here. Nothing too crazy, honestly. You know, this is just a downstairs bathroom, so I'm keeping it pretty simple here. However, I am going to add in a proper shower tub combo situation, just for ease of gameplay. Normally, I think this would be fine to just be like a little half bath, but just for the sake of, you know, playing the game, it's nice to have an extra shower for your Sims. You know, if you plan on building a lot with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, I highly recommend Parenthood as well. The two sets go together pretty nicely, I'll say so. And let's see, I just need some kind of like pretty simple like wall tile kind of situation. That's fine. And then I'm going to add in the boob light. All right. And then we just need to do the little downstairs moment right here. This room, I really don't know what to do with this room, because it's like the entry hallway kind of moment. I don't really know what to put in here. I don't even think I want to use this wallpaper, to be honest. I know I've used blue in like every section of this house. I'm just gonna go with a really simple blue paint. Keep it really simple and clean. And then I'm going to, where is it? It's just the coat rack for the base game. I put this in literally every single build, I feel like, but you know, it makes sense. It's so bright in here. Honestly, when I'm building, I need it to be lit up just enough, but not too much, because it just doesn't feel right if it's like super bright, you know? I'll just put 2 lights in here. Okay, that feels better. I think I'm gonna put like a bookshelf or a wardrobe. There's 2 different options we can do. Let's see, let's you know, experiment. I mean, I could put a closet, but I feel like that takes up a lot of space. This one is kind of nice. It's more like a linens kind of thing, but I feel like that would fit there really, really. Ooh, I was gonna say it was gonna fit there, but like it kind of slightly cuts into that. I mean, I guess if you don't look at it at that angle, I don't know. I get really weirdly nitpicky over tiny little details like that. So bear with me. We'll just do a simple little, you know, welcome mat just like that. And I kind of want to put like a mirror possibly right here. Maybe just this one will do. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing with this room, to be honest with you. And then I might just, you know, put a little shoe rack here. I wish we had some shoe racks that weren't ugly. I got these few shoes out and I just need like a little shelf to put these on. Oh, see, but we do have like these little guys, these little shelves. And I feel like this would go pretty well right here. You know, it's not looking that bad to me. So maybe we can do that. That's all right. I never really use that, so that's fine. So I feel like personally, I don't want this here. I want to use this item again just because I don't know. It's just a perfect little accent console table, whatever you call it, side table, accent table. And I feel like we should just kind of do the same thing again here. Like even the same plant. I know we've used it already. And then we can just put like a little decorative item here. Maybe one of these little cats, you know? And you know what I haven't done? I didn't add anything for a cat or dog because, you know, this is a build in the world that came with cats and dogs. Not that you know, necessarily have to play with animals here, but I feel like it would just be silly to not at least include like a little, like a cat bowl and some like cat things. Like I can even just add like a little scratching post there and then a little doohickey here. I don't know what these are called, like a cat tree or something. Yeah, just something there. Just for little, you know, decorative bits. I don't know, just for the vibes, I guess you could say. I think I'm going to do this little collage of like old pictures. And I feel like that makes the room look kind of nice. I'm putting this mirror here instead. I feel like that looks a little bit better. I've decided I don't really like these. I've tried using them so many times, but they just don't really fit any of the vibes for me. And I feel like just putting shoes just like on the floor like this just isn't very nice to me. So, you know, maybe we'll at least like put them on like a little rug or something. Ooh, what if we literally just use this little rug here and then we put like a proper little welcome mat? Sure. I mean, I feel like this is supposed to go outside. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to place this item down. For the lack of a better item to place, I'm just putting that down for now. And we're moving on. Now we can move on to the upstairs. I'm going to go ahead and get the bathroom out of the way because that's probably going to be, you know, pretty straightforward. You know, it's going to be basically the same things. There is a sink that came with cats and dogs that I think would fit quite nicely in here. We'll do like the blue one. And then I'm going to use the exact same shower type combo as upstairs. I think I'm going to do this kind of situation though, since we have the space. And yeah, I like that. That's cute. I'm gonna do like a little pop of red too. I feel like the pops of red works pretty well because it's like, you know, like a nautical kind of situation. And then let's see, we'll do like, you know, some clutter up here, do some toothpaste, toothbrushes, and then a little bottle of hand soap. Yeah, it's basically the same as downstairs, you know, in that it's a bathroom. I think for the proper like walls, I'm going to use this up here. It's such a dark bathroom. It makes me really sad. I'm not going to lie. I can't stand dark bathrooms without a window. Like, it bothers me a lot, actually. I mean, the only way that I can really do it is maybe if I like pull this back, place another piece of roofing down just like so, leave a tiny little bit of a gap. Maybe I'll copy another piece, put it down, pull it forward, do this, leaving a tiny little just gap like so. And then I would also have to fix this too, which I think I could do. Possibly, possibly not. Okay, but like, hear me out. I kind of have an idea. What if I put like a little flower box to kind of cover that up? Or like a roof piece or something. Wait, hold on. What about this? Does it have a matching? It does. Hold on. This is kind of a feasible thing because then I could put a window in here all for just one tiny little window. But like, I gotta have some kind of natural light in a bathroom. It feels wrong if I don't. You know what? I don't hate it. I'm gonna go with it. I have free will, so, you know, I'm allowed to do that. Okay, so let's move on. I'm gonna place down the boob light and we're gonna move forward. I'll go ahead and place them down up here as well. And we're gonna add the flooring that we use downstairs too, and the wallpaper too. I think I need to add in the railing also. Now for this area up here, I do also have the balcony little space. We'll work on that, I think, next. I mean, there's really not much room for anything, to be honest. I kind of underestimated or overestimated how much space there was up here, but I might be able to make something work. I think I kind of want to use the the chairs that came with the high school years pack. Oh, I feel like those are actually going to look super nice out here. Yes, that's actually really, really cute. And it still looks like a nice place for your Sims to like lounge. And then maybe we can put some nice plants like in the corner there. Ooh, maybe these like hanging plants. Oh, that's really pretty. Something like that maybe. And then we need like probably like a nice little rug. Probably this one from Cats and Dogs. But I kind of like the idea of putting like a little table here, like another one of those like little accent tables. Like, ooh, this one's kind of perfect. I think your Sims will be okay. But I kind of like the idea of just putting in like a little like citronella candle, this one right here. And then maybe we can put, I don't know, just a couple tiny little plants. Ooh, maybe I can put more of these out here too. Oh, these fit really nice. Yeah, we can just put a couple of those. Yeah, and a little barrel of tulips. And then I think to finish it off, oh shoot, I think they are not in the lighting category. They're in wall decor, weirdly. But I'm going to use these little like fairy lights from Parenthood. I think that's the perfect little touch. And then for a proper light, oh wait a minute though, y'all, there's these that came with businesses and hobbies. I think that these will look so dang nice out here. They might be a little detached from the roofing, but like look at that. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, and then we're gonna do this small bedroom first. Just a little itty bitty bedroom. I'm probably just gonna keep it pretty simple in here actually. I will use the same bed from Cats and Dogs. I'm on a hyperfixation for some reason over this pack. Just there's something about it, you know. But I kind of want something either with light blue or like, ooh, that's really cute. I always love greens, so I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna go with this kind of theme, I think. And let's see. Ooh, the dresser can fit perfectly right here. Oh, I want to use this set though. Oh dear. Oh, but I used this bed in the last build, but I can't help it. It's just so pretty. You know, whatever. I don't care. We'll make this more of a proper like kids room too in here. So let's see. Ooh, the little acorn. I've been using this in every build. It's just so cute. Like, look at that. I think I'm just going to use the regular swatch there. And then I do want to add like a little desk. Part of me wants to put the bed right here instead. And then I can maybe get rid of this toy box actually. Just maybe they're a little older. And then we can put like a proper desk right there. Ooh, yes. Oh, the Cats and Dogs stuff. Perfect. I thought about it for a second. I'm like, I can't do the same bedroom again. So I think I'm just going to pick some different swatches. Ooh, that one's really pretty though. I hate that the side table and the dresser here don't have the same exact swatches. Ooh, what if we went with blue? Oh, I like that actually. And then I think I'm gonna put the desk actually right here instead, just because how it fits a little bit better. I think I'm gonna give them like a proper computer in here. Maybe this? That's kind of cute. Yeah, I like that. And then I'll put a little bookshelf here. Maybe they stream or something, and like that's kind of like the backdrop that they have. You know, weirdly enough, I kind of want to throw in a couple of these swatches and keep that. That's actually nice. adds a little bit of variety. Actually, we'll probably use the Cozy Gamer kit a lot with this little space. Why don't we? It's another really nice kit, honestly. Or not Cozy Gamer, it's Comfy Gamer. Comfy Gamer, of course. But I'm thinking like this stuff would look pretty cute in here. I'll put this little computer tower here. It's not actually required, you know, purely decorative, but it's just, it finishes it out really nicely there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I think I'll use these lights again and just like do like kind of, ooh, no. If I place those down, it's going to make it so bright. So we'll use the decorative ones instead. I like that we have that choice at least, but I'm going to put some of these in here. I think that's going to look really cute. And you know what? Maybe we'll put more here. Ooh, a pride flag. Ooh, a pride flag. That would look so nice there. Trans rights. We're going to put that right there. And then I'm going to put a little mirror here, I think. You know, the one from Parenthood kind of looked cute there. There's a blue swatch. Or I can do a pink. Ooh, I like the pop of pink. That's kind of fun. You know what? Sure. Let's see. I just need some posters for in here just to add to the vibes. I feel like this is kind of cute. Or maybe this one. I kind of like that one, weirdly enough. I feel like it fits kind of well just because of the colors. Ooh, but this one looks cute too. Oh, this is, okay, this is just right. And then maybe we can put like other little bits and bobs. Ooh, like that's always cute to add. Ooh, this is a cute item. This is a cute little piece. Well, you got to pick out the curtains. I think I'm going to go with this one, of course, from high school years. I mean, it would be kind of boring to just go with the white. So I want to use a different color. Maybe we'll just go with the white. And then for the walls, I think I might just go with like this really bright bluish tone. I really want to change this bed. I don't think I like it just because it doesn't really fit the vibes of the sim that's in here to me anymore. This is kind of cute. This is the one that's from Parenthood. It's actually really similar to the bed that was already there. I don't know. Do I like having everything feel kind of mismatched? I kind of do. I know this bed isn't like exactly matching, but I think the vibes are a little bit better. So I'm gonna go with that. And I'm gonna add some bits of decor, I think, for in here. Just put like a little team photo there, a little jewelry stand, and then nail polish. I just can't be bothered. I just cannot be bothered to add more clutter. Okay, and then we're just going to place down a bube light and then move on to the last room of this house. I've hum-hauled around for the past few minutes with this room, trying to use something different, something new, something fresh, and nothing's working. So I'm going to try to find a bed that is just decent enough. Listen, I'm going to say I don't like this bed personally, but for this house, it seems to be the only one that I feel like works. It's purely because the wood tone on this part of the frame matches these, because these are the ones I want to use. It's just, I don't know. This has got me in a chokehold right now. These swatches. I think we'll do these little gold mirrors above that. That's kind of cute. And then we'll put in just some kind of art. Okay, but like I kind of like this. It's from the Paranormal pack, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. However, there's like this random little gap, so I'm gonna have to put like a tiny little painting like right there just to kind of make it look right. But I kind of don't mind that. We're just gonna go with it. I think I'll make this just like a little dressing area. I'll put the dresser right there, and then maybe we can put like a mirror right here. You know, I'll just do that one from the Horse Ranch pack. It just fits the best there, and the wood tone is close enough. And then I'll just put the curtains in real fast. Same as always, white curtains. I think I'll pull them in just like that there. And then we need a little accent chair or something here in the corner, I think. Ooh, this one might kind of work. Maybe just something like that. I'm gonna do this instead. Just seems a little bit more straightforward. And then I'm just gonna add a few little clutter items in here. You know, the usual, just like little perfume bottles and, you know, cologne bottles and stuff. And for the walls, I think I'm just gonna go with, ooh, that's actually kind of cute. You know what? I feel like that makes it work a little bit better. I'm going to put like a runner in here too, just because I can't really put anything else up here, and I just feel like that looks nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish off this house by just placing down some curtains up here in the upstairs little hallway. I'm going to like layer these, I think. All right, it is finally finished. This is the Bedlington Boathouse renovated. So I'll give you a little quick tour here, little tour. We have a nice little front porch here, you know, just a nice little space to sit at. I feel like the pillows and the rug really go together. I never noticed that. And then we'll move on to this little entry room. It's very plain in here. You know what? Just because I can't just not have something in here, I'm gonna put like a little rug here in the center. But yeah, there's a nice little entry room there, pretty simple and plain. Then we have these really big doors here that open up to the dining room. I love this dining room. I actually think this is really cute. Then we can move on to the living room, also very nice and cozy and quaint. And then we have a nice bright little kitchen here. I wish it was a little bit more rustic, not gonna lie. I wish it was a little bit more rustic, but I like it. It's nice and bright and clean, and I think it's usable. Little coffee bar right there. We got a tiny little bathroom here, nothing to write home about. And then we have a nice little kind of officey, kind of studio, kind of situation here. Again, it's kind of cluttered and cramped and not really perfect, but it's a little workspace. Then we head upstairs. We have a little hallway here, a nice little balcony to kind of like sit and read a book on, and just, ooh, look at this view though. Like, that's a view right there. I love that. And then we move into this little bedroom here. Nice little bedroom for maybe like a teenager who does some streaming and stuff on the side, you know. It's pretty fun and colorful. I really, really like it. The bathroom up here, pretty much the same as downstairs. I think it's a little nicer though. And then we have the bedroom, which in hindsight, I actually don't hate it now that I look at it. It's actually kind of cute. It's pretty simple, but I really like it. I didn't really go crazy with decor in here. I wanted to keep it kind of clean. But yeah, I'll give you a quick little overview floor plan if you want to take a little peek. Maybe if you want to renovate Bedlington Boathouse and, you know, do it yourself, you can use my floor plan. Or if you want to download this and just, you know, not build it, this will be under my username, luccaowens. luccaowens. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today. I just want to say also really quickly a huge thank you for 40,000 subscribers. Kind of wild, actually. That's a really, really big number, honestly. So yeah, really, really thankful for any of you all, whether you're new or old to the channel. But yeah, that is everything today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, that is it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye, y'all.